everyone. I'm Sophia, and I am an undergraduate student at William and Mary, and I'm a neuroscience major and incoming sophomore this year, and I'm doing research at William and Mary as well this summer. But this is my first research experience, and today I'm joined with my co-host Jessica.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica. I'm an incoming junior at the University of Virginia. I'm a material science and engineering major, and this is my third research experience.
Yeah, so today on Undergrad Lab Rats, we are going to be discussing about something that is totally normal to us now, but would be strange to someone who has never been in a lab.
Yeah, and for some extra context, right now, Sophia and I both work in mechanical chemistry labs. So, mechanical chemistry is a form of chemistry that uses mechanical forces in order to facilitate the chemical reactions, which are traditionally done in solvents that can be really bad for the environment. So, it is often a more low energy and efficient and just more environmentally friendly method of doing chemistry. So I think for me, one thing that kind of was an adjustment to get used to was just like having the nerve to talk to like PhD students and postdocs. Coming into college, I was very intimidated by these people because I felt like they just knew like so much more than I did. I guess I felt embarrassed that I just like didn't have the experience level that they did, and that made me like more afraid to kind of like bring up my own ideas sometimes. But I think what you really learn when you like get into a research lab is like how kind people are, and more than that, just like how willing all these people are to like really help you learn and like grow as a person. Like they're never going to use the fact that they have so much more experience to like make you feel like bad about yourself or anything like that. They're always going to be very genuine with you and just try and help you as much as they can.
Yes, I think that's so true. It can be an intimidating field to enter as an undergrad who is kind of new into the field of research, but those nerves start going away with time. So for me, I think what used to be really weird was being creative kind of in the lab with our project. Since the only other time I've been in labs has been in teaching labs, and that's where the instructions are fully written out for you and you know exactly what you need to do. But when you're in a research lab, you have a little bit more freedom about what you want to study. And at least in my lab, because every lab environment and dynamic is different, but the way my lab has been working is where my PI encourages me to kind of, if I want to chase another thread, bring it up to him, and like he will encourage me if it's something that is feasible and safe to do. And so if there's something that I want to test, I can do that, and I don't have to necessarily stay within only what my PI is telling me to do. Like, I can be creative and bring new ideas to the table, and kind of just having this project as a baby, and I get to decide kind of where it's going to go. And yeah, so that was definitely something very new to me, and I was nervous to mess up. I was nervous to bring up ideas, and what if something I said sounded wrong? And kind of like you were saying, that fear of trying to talk to maybe your PI or like more experienced students. But with time, I felt I've gotten more comfortable with that. So yeah, it's definitely been a learning experience, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I definitely think that like sounding stupid is like a huge fear for like most undergraduates who are entering a lab space. But yeah, I think like another interesting point about the teaching labs is that it's kind of like working in a research lab is very different because in teaching labs, you are given these instructions and you're like kind of expected to have a certain outcome. And it's like if you don't get that outcome, like you're not doing the lab correctly in a sense, or it can feel like you're like getting punished like grade wise or whatever. But in a research lab, it's just like there's not really that sense of if you don't get this product, that means you're failing. It's more
Mhm.
of like a even failure is something that is valuable to know in the lab, and you kind of have to like adjust your mindset, I guess, to not feel really devastated when you don't get a product that you want out of a reaction that you're trying.
For sure. Yeah. So to any fellow undergrads who are babies in research, I definitely encourage you guys to pursue it and be optimistic about how it's going to go. It is going to be a learning curve, but just like Jessica and I have been able to get used to it, you guys will be able to as well.